Hey, hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss a Python interview question for the data analytics team, for the ETL testing team, for the data engineering team, and somewhere it's a very basic knowledge which everyone from the Python who knows the Python who should know about it, that how we are going to deal with this situation. Okay. So without wasting any of the time, I am directly coming to the problem statement. So what's the problem statement is, to interviewer will might can ask you that in this way, that you are given a CSV file containing customers data with the following columns, which is order ID, customer name, product, quantity, price per unit, and order date. Means we are having 6 columns and with the 3 data set here. But for the practice and for the sake of understanding, I have used the same number of columns, but with a lot of number of rows available there. So this data set you are having, now what you have to do, reach the CSV file into a pandas data frame. Okay, that is, I think everyone knows about it. Then computes a new column, which is total cost. Means after order date, there should be a new column which is total cost. And how the total cost we are going to derive it? Total cost should be derived by quantity into price per unit. So price per unit is 75,000, quantity is 1, so 1 into 75,000, it should come here 75,000. Then price per unit is 500, quantity we are having 2, so 500 into 2 it's come 1000, and here it is having 2000 and quantity is 1, so it should be coming 2000 only. So this is somehow we are going to derive this column. Then after that, it is asking groups the data by customer name. What it means to say, like we are using the group by in our SQL with the some aggregate function. The same way here, it's asking group the data by customer name. Means we are having LIs 2 times here. The customer LIs we are having 2 times, so it should be coming only once. Okay. Summing up the total cost for each customer. So now Allies is having 75,000 and 2,000, and if we will look into the total cost, then total cost is also the 75,000 and 2,000 because the quantity is one for both. So Allies is having 75,000 plus 2,000, which is sums up as 77,000. So Allies, the data should be coming at customer name, Allies, and summing up the total cost, Allies and 77,000. Then Bob as 1,000. This is something which they want to look into it. The data, they want to look the data in that way. Also, at the last, saves the transformed data into CSV file named customer summary.csv. So interviewer will give you, they will ask you this question, and you need to write a code for this one. And I know that you will think that where should be the path and all the things will be happen. So you will write in that way that you will just write the some data, then given some any arbitrary path, or you can directly give the file name there. And in that way you can just mention that in this way we can derive this one and we can look the data in that way. Okay, so now to illustrate, as I have illustrated the problem statement, now let's do one thing. Now let's jump into the code and try to, now let's jump into the Google Colab. As I have already mentioned in my previous videos as well, I am using the Google Colab because this is something which everyone can utilize it, because they just need a internet connection, and either from mobile they can use it, either from laptop they can use it. So Google Colab is something where anyone can practice. So let's jump there and we will do everything from there only. So what I am going to do now, I am opening the Google Colab. Okay, sorry, my bad, just give me a sec. I am opening now. Okay, here. Now, first of all, we need that Excel file where we have the data, right? As I have already mentioned, that CSV file should holding the data. So where is that CSV file? That CSV file I have kept here. Now this is in our local. This is in my local laptop, right? In my local machine. But this is something which I am expecting to be get consumed by my Google Colab. So where I will need to keep this data. So what I will do, I will just directly, if you will, if you will open that part, so you will see this folder structure here, files. Just click on here, and what you will do, just open your folder, drag this one and paste it here. What happens? Does it not come here? I think it's not came. Let's do it one more time. Let's do it for the one more time. Just drag it out. Sorry. Yeah. And sample data should have. Okay, it's not having. My bad. Actually, I'm not doing. Might be some issue while dropping the file there. Yeah, now it's done. So you can see the customer data underscore 1000.csvs we are having here. So what we will do, we will just copy the path from here. Okay, I have copied the path. Okay, now what I will do, I will just write first statement, import pandas as pd and let it run. Now it has been run, means the pandas we have imported. And why the pandas I have imported? First of all, that should be the question arising here. Pandas I have installed because through the pandas library only, I can read the CSV files. So that part I have used this one. So let's look into the another line. I am just giving a variable name data. Okay. Then I am using this pd dot read CSV is the function which we will use, and then what we will do, we will just give the path, this path we have given. And just for the sake of understanding, what I will do, data dot head, it will, what it will do, it will gives us the data for the first top 5 rows. So we can see that our data variable here, whatever the content we are having here in the read CSV, whatever the data we are having in the customer orders underscore 1000.csv, that is available there or not. So let's run it. Yeah, we can see we are having the data here, right? So we are having the order ID, customer name, product, quantity, price per unit, order date. We are having all the data set here. Now, if I need to look that what is the shape of this file. So let's do this way, data.shape, sorry, my bad, data.shape. So 1000 rows and 6 columns. It's having 1000 rows and 6 columns. So now what I will do, what was the second question? First question we have completed, right? That the data should be, we read the data from the CSV file. Now the second part is computes a new column, total cost, on the basis of quantity into price per unit. So let's do that now. What I will do, we have to, so to create a new column in existing data set, we will take the data set name, then brackets, and then give the new name here, whatever the new name we want to do. So what's the new name of the column we want? Total cost. So, and then what this this one, what it will do, it will create a new column in the existing data set with the total cost. And now we need that in the total cost, every row data should be, whatever the data of quantity into price, that should be coming into the total cost. So what I will do, data of quantity multiplied by data of price per unit, right? This is something which we need, and very straightforward. The first part is saying that to create a new column in the existing data set. The second part saying utilize data quantity, then multiply it with data price per unit. Okay, now let's do this one and let's print the data as well, just for the sake of understanding. So what I have done here, order ID, customer name, product, quantity, price per unit, order date, and here we are having the total cost. And how it comes, we are multiplying quantity into price per unit. You can calculate this one if you feel so, and then you will find the same data set here. Okay, now what we need to do, two things we have done. Now the third part is that groups the data by customer name, summing up total cost for each customer. Group the data by customer name. So what we will do, we need to group the data. To group the data, we will use group by as we use in the SQL. So data dot group by on what basis? That is something which we need to think. So we need to data dot group by on customer name, right? As mentioned in the problem statement. So customer name, then group by we have done on the customer name, but on what basis? Likewise, in the SQL, we will do that we are grouping it, but we need some aggregate function as well, right? So on what basis it needs to be done? So it needs to be done on, sorry, my bad, where is my cursor? Total cost dot sum. Making sense? Now I'm not doing any mistake, but I am skipping one part here. Let's check the data. But now we need to store it somewhere, right? So where we will store it? We will store it in a new variable, which is customer summary. So now let's see how the customer summary looks like. See, here we are having the customer summary. On Alice, we are having this data set. Bob, we are having this. Charlie, this. David, this. And I will show up to you that Alice is whatever the Alice is having here. Is it the something which we are expecting or not? Okay. So, okay, let's do one thing. Let's go there. Open this one very quickly. And let's do some calculation here. We need Alice only, right? Let's do Alice. Now for allies, let's do one thing very quickly. This into this we need. Okay. Now you can see the sum is here 11476381. So that should be the 11473681. 11476381. I think that is, yeah, 11476381. So yeah, you can see that it's grouped the data in a very efficient way. The same way you can check for Bob, Charlie, David if you need for. Now, if you will see here that the customer name is coming a bit down, total cost is going up, there is something you can see the structure is not looks good, right? So I have, as I have told you that I have made a, not a mistake, but I have deliberately I have skipped one part, which is reset underscore index. If I will directly use the reset index, then you will not understand what the why we are using the reset index. But now if you will look the data, see, now it looking great, right? Because the customer name, total cost, everything is coming in a very good looking way, and data also looks good, great. So that's why reset indexes we are using. Okay, now what is the last part? The last part is we need to generate the data into a CSV file, right? This is something which saves the data transformed into a new CSV file named customer summary.csv. So that part is very easy. What we will do, where we have kept the data into customer summary, right? Customer summary. Then we will write a function to underscore CSV. To CSV. Here we need to keep the data, and then where we will keep the data, just go there, copy this path and keep here and remove here customer. This name we will remove. What I will mention here, customer summary dot CSV, and uh, and we'll do index equals to false. Yeah, that is it. Now it's ran and you can see the data is available here, customer summary dot CSV. Now what I will do, I will just download this one. Okay, open this one. See, here is the data. So in a nutshell, we are having only 10 different customers available in our previous data set. So let's take a look right away. Do we have only 10 different customers there? So what I will do, I will just copy this one. Okay, keep the data here. What I will do, I will ask data, remove duplicates and go here. Yeah, only 10 different customers we are having here, right? So now we can clearly say on the customer name basis, we are having the total cost is available here. So this is something might interviewer will ask you to do the same thing in your code, and they will expect you to write this code in a very quicker time, because this is something is not to check your any knowledge, thus only that how quickly you can do it, because this is not a very big problem statement, because we are only reading the data set here, then we are making a new column with the use of two columns which is already available in the data set, and then grouping it by. So I think you have understand it, use of pandas, how we are dealing with it, how we are making a new column, how we are grouping it the data. And to group the data, you just always think, if you are very efficient in SQL, just think in that way, that how you will group the data in your SQL code. In the same way, we will use into the Python as well, only the syntax is different, and use the reset index just for the some structured way. And the last, the to CSV, which used to save the data at the desired location. I think this video will help you out. If you feel any issues at any point of time while I have derived this problem statement, just feel free to comment into the comment box. I will try to answer your all questions. Keep learning, keep growing. Just for ending of this video. Bye bye.